Hello, I'm Brandon Funkhauser with Sloan Implement, and today I'm going to explain to you how to make your fields show up on your map by creating a boundary for them. I'm also going to show you explain to you why they are different colors on your map and what the colors could mean. So first here you can see on the map, there's quite a few little shapes. They're all green here for the most part. If you put your mouse on one of those, it tells you the name of the field, and it will change as you go from field to field, and there are certain colors. So if you go over here on the left-hand side to the Fields button, you got your Fields list. I know we don't have a boundary for our 80 fields, so I'm going to type it in. You'll see some of these 80 fields have boundaries even on the list here, so it shows you a little picture of that boundary, but this Blacktop 80 does not. So I'm going to click on it. It now pops up and shows me a general idea of where that field is. That's maybe not exactly right there where it's pointing at. It'll be somewhere in that area. So from here, I'm going to click on this eye with a circle, and I will choose the Land button. Once you choose that button, it'll bring up another page of the Operations Center where you can create the boundary for the field. You can see we have our field. We have all the AB lines for that field. So we're going to go to Create New, and we're going to choose that we're going to create a boundary for it. So choose Boundary. Now from this spot, you have two options of how you want to create your boundary. You can draw the boundary, and it will give you a drawing tool where you can do it by circle or rectangle or square, or you can do it by pin dropping each spot of the field, or you can do it by a previous operation. So if you do an operation, you can then select your field. So I'm going to do it for an 80. So Blacktop South 80, there it is. Hit Next. Now I want you to name the boundary. So I'm going to name it 80 Test just for this. Then it gives you what operation you want to use. So these are all the data information we had for that field. So if I want to create a boundary off my seeding from corn planting of 21, that's what the boundary would be off of. So that's showing me that was the edge of the field based off of what I planted. Now, one of the reasons you want to be careful here to see which one you use is you want to use this map before you hit save to see how good the boundary will be. Because if say you had wet areas on the edge of a field or dried out spots for harvest that you drove around, that's going to create a boundary around that area. So you want to make sure it's a full field map. So it looks like the seeding and the harvest both look pretty good. So we can hit save now, and it's going to create that boundary. Or I'm going to hit cancel for right now. Go back over to the left to this white tab, pop up our list here, hit create new again. I'm going to choose boundary again. I'm going to draw one this time. So I'm going to choose my South 80 field. There it is, or my Blacktop South 80. Hit next. Now it gives me all these drawing tools of how I want to draw. So it's already put us in the general area where those AB lines were, so it kind of knows what the field is. You still need to name it, so I'm going to name it 80 Test again. And then now you have some different options how you want to draw it. Do you want to draw it with a rectangle tool, a circle, or do a polygon where you can drop each pin spot? So if I do the rectangle tool, I can click one time and drop, and I can bring it out, and then I drop it again, and it creates that boundary. So I'm going to delete that shape, and I'm going to do a polygon one. Click it. So polygon one allows you to really fine tune. So you could zoom in here, and you could get really close to the field here and actually pin drop it and actually make it a lot more specific for that field. Now this is just for demonstration, so I'm going to zoom back out for a little bit, and I'm going to go all the way. Once you're all the way done, you finish by connecting the last dot with the first dot. So you can see instead of a crosshair there, it goes to the finger and it says this will be the last spot. So there it is. There's our boundary. Now this isn't specific, so this is going to be good enough to make this boundary show up on your map page. So you can see the field, you can see different colors from different operations. But this is not a boundary that you'd want to export into your screen and use for planting or spraying, because it's not going to be correct. So for that case, we still highly promote you using a piece of equipment and an actual RTK globe and driving the edges of your fields. So I'm going to go and hit save now. Hit close, and I'm going to go over into the top left and click on the map button. And now if you zoom in here on the map, you'll see we now have that boundary for that South 80 field. Now you'll notice that it's already green. So what that means is we have this little list here of the different colors it could be based on what the last operation for that field was. So if it's green like this one is, that's saying the last data information that we've uploaded either from wireless data transfer or through a USB was planting data. So that's why it's green. If you have sprayed it last or harvested it, these will change colors based off what the last thing was done. So if you want to see, hey, all these fields look like they're planted, but this field is not because it's not green. So that's what the coloring is here on the bottom left. This just shows you the last work information that you have uploaded to the Operations Center is. And that's how you make your field show up on the maps. Thanks.